Hi guys, welcome to Nine's Corner. I am Nine. It's nice to meet you. I have been really on two minds because the midterms kind of happened and I did not feel any want, need, anything to do any kind of a reading. I felt like a balloon with their air let out. It just felt blah. I mean, no matter how anybody wants to spin it, it is a 50-50 draw. Whether it leans left or right, it is what we thought it would be. And I have to say, we did pretty well on the majority of our races. One we didn't, okay, first, let's just say, wow, Fetterman pulled it out over Oz. Like, that is tremendous because, it was hard watching him do the debate and stuff because it was obvious that he had some health struggles and issues, and it was amazing that he pulled it out. Now, unfortunately, like we said before, Stacey Abrams did not make it. As much as I wanted her to win, we kind of, last reading we knew that the tide was turning. But Katie Hobbs, hello. Look, I think in my reading, I think I said it was going to Carrie Lake. Now, it hasn't gone to either. There's like 76% voted in so far as of the time of this reading, and Hobbs is over Carrie Lake. But I'm flabbergasted over the fact that she didn't debate her. She could have brought out the real reasons. She could have fact-checked her. She could have made her look, foolish for some of her thoughts and feelings on Trump and voter. I mean, we could go on. And so I feel as though I'm hoping, truly hoping for Hobbs to take it. But if she doesn't, she's got nobody to blame but herself, because Carrie Lake, every time I turn on YouTube, Carrie Lake is somewhere in that list, out talking, going on and on, so that it's like, look, even if I don't win this, you're going to know my name. I'm going to be known. Like, it's something to watch. That's all I'm saying. Carrie Lake is somebody to watch. You may not like her. You may not like her politics, but she is beautiful. She is polished. She's intelligent. I just wish she was on the Dem side. That's all I wish. So I really hope Katie Hobbs pulls out a win on this. We need it. So truly, the one reading I really screwed up on was DeSantis. And I can't help it. It was part of the reason that actually goaded me into actually saying, yes, go back, read, because it's hard to be around the negative energies and stuff. So I was looking at DeSantis and thinking, there's something not quite right there for him to have won by such a large margin. So I'm just telling you from my spidey senses, I was like, I get the feeling like there's something just out of place. Either they jimmied it, there was support coming to him that just, it was orchestrated. It's not real. There's something afoot there. But that's just my opinion, my spidey senses. So I thought, let's do a reading on DeSantis and Trump, because, Trump is coming out and saying that has an important announcement on November 15th. And he's been really, digging at DeSantis, because obviously there's a rivalry happening there. And then you kind of go, well, we're looking at the Democratic side. There's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And thank God we had them for the 2020 election. But what happens in 2024 with their numbers, with the split going down, with the current midterms? What does 2024 look like for a Biden administration? So I think we're going to hit DeSantis tonight. We're going to do Trump. And then we'll look at Joe Biden and see, because I mean, as much as I don't like DeSantis and Carrie Lake, there is a pool of people that would get the support and are starting to get the representation and the exposure on a national stage. We need that to be happening within the Democratic Party on a national stage. There needs to be possibility one with a possibility two, especially with the numbers that everybody's pulling and with the fact that we're at a 50-50 split. I mean, you can try to jimmy it up to make it seem better on one side or the other, but the truth is we're dealing with this. So, DeSantis, where's my cards? Oh, they're right here. DeSantis. Let's take a little sip of coffee because I feel a little bit rusty, but I'm just like excited at the same time. Like I feel like, oh my God, I just feel like this is going to be a really good reading, and I'm okay. So let's get going. Okay, DeSantis. What's going to be the case with you over now? How do you feel now about your situation, about your win? What's happening with you right now? We have the Justice card. So with the Justice card, it's like fulfilling your destiny. He was destined to win. And with the Justice card showing up, I feel as though it's an indication of, you know, you have the scales of justice. And it takes time before you can evaluate and look at what has been. And I feel like when there's time when time has gone by and you're allowed to look back, that there's going to be an injustice that happened here. There's something here that bolstered his numbers, or something happened here. Let's pull a card and just see, why is he getting the Justice card? Because that's almost like you have to wait for the future to come so that you can look back at the past and weigh it out. And with the Justice card there, I feel like there's some imbalance there. So why would there be an imbalance? Let's just poke around and see what's happening here. Six of Cups. So there were sources, people of influence that backed him. There were plans that were worked out before a ballot was even cast. There's something here that's going to come out and affect his political future. There's something that is nefarious at best, but look, we're looking at a better looking, younger, more articulate Trumpster, basically, you know. Let's look at the next 2 years for DeSantis, because, you know, if you listen to the media pundits, a lot of them are saying like, okay, he did well now, but, you know, to be on a big stage, how well will he do on a national stage? Trump has already started to pick on him in a big way. So it's sort of like, how is he going to fare over the next 2 years leading into the 2024 election? Boy, oh boy, DeSantis, you're going to be going through some major growing pains. We pulled a 9 of Swords. I don't know if you can see this card as well. Right. Anyhow. With the 9 of Swords here, you're looking at having this consistent battle of trying to prove yourself. So I really do think that Trump is going to be nipping at him. Other people are going to be supporting him. It's going to be a mixed bag. But for him, if I was speaking to DeSantis and doing a reading for him and I pulled the 9 of Swords, I would say to him, listen, Wait things out. You're going to have difficulties. It's a learning curve, growing pains. If you see this through and you stay confident, if you remain assured that it is your destiny, which, with the first card of justice, there is a destiny here to be fulfilled, that yes, you're going to have a lot of hard times coming up over the next 2 years, but it will strengthen you for whatever is to come next. So let's look and see, is he planning on going for the 2024 election? Look, he got the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Knight of Pentacles, the support is there. So whatever, I truly believe with the Justice card being his current situation, that there was multiple people with the Six of Cups that helped him get to where he wants to eventually be, which is not as it is right now. It is the presidency. So if you look at this card, I hate this. I can't show you the card properly. Anywho, oh, there you go. You get a gist of it. This is somebody knocking at the door. So I feel as though DeSantis is going to probably, yes, he is going to go in for the 2024 presidential election. But he owes people things. And I think part of the issues that are going to affect him over the next 2 years is that slowly but surely these truths will slowly leak out and affect him personally, especially if Trump goes after him, which we need to look at Trump next. Let's put these cards back in. Let's look at Trump and see, how does he feel today with the midterms now done? And let's face it, he got his arse kicked for, even his favorite newscasters, Fox, have really kind of like given him the cold shoulder. So Trump's in the doghouse right now, but he's making a lot of noise and he's going after DeSantis, and I'd really like to see what he thinks of right this minute, how the next 2 years are going to go, and will he finally, on November 15th, 2022, say he's going for presidency. Now, in my thinking, I'm thinking that possibly if you see Melania and you see the kids all with him, there's probably a strong possibility. But I get the feeling that he doesn't have, the support of Melania or the support of the kids. And even Jared Kushner has come out and said, no, not really. And I think everybody's just trying to keep themselves out of trouble. So let's see what's going to happen with Trump. Let's mix up these cards a little bit first. Let's look and see, how is Trump feeling right now after the midterm elections? We know he talks a good, bolsterous game, but what does he actually think behind closed doors? We've got the King of Wands. He still thinks that he's in charge. He still feels like he has the power. It's delusional. There's almost a feeling of delusionalness here with him. He is so full of himself and his ego. So right now, he thinks that he is in the position to tell DeSantis off. He's in the position to, push his thoughts and what his wants on people. So he actually feels good after these midterm elections. But it's more of a case of, if he feels punched, he's going to punch back twice as hard and feel like he's the winner when he's actually the complete loser. It's a very personal thing for him. He is so thin-skinned. It's sad. It's just sad. So over the next 2 years leading up to 2024, With the Ace of Pentacles, over the next 2 years, I feel as though Trump is going to rally. Like he feels like he can be influential. I think there's going to be some continued written information coming out about him to the point of ridiculous. You know, when Anderson Cooper used to have, I don't know if he still does, but he used to do the ridiculous. It's going to get to that point. I think with the Ace of Pentacles, we are going to be looking at the beginning of an investigation when it comes to finances, and that's what's actually going to be what keeps him at bay to a certain extent and keeps him delusional, because he needs to be the big man, you know, to pretend that he's got everything under control, everything that money could buy, that he's the big man that you should follow. So there's this feeling of continued bolstering, and why he still has the ability to kind of keep going, and it's like, Okay, so it's the money trail is going to be the big thing over the next 2 years, but there's also going to be lots of information and incidences that have happened in the White House that are just, it's not even funny anymore. It's sickening. So let's look. Will he or won't he go for the on November 15th, I should say. Let's be particular. Let's be specific. On November 15th, is he planning on announcing his bid for the presidential election? Oh, for crimey's sake. Jeez. We got the Two of Cups. Two of Cups. So, two paths. With the Two of Cups, you can allow fear and anxiety to kind of take you off your path. And there's also the influence of others communicating their wants and needs, what they want. So I get the feeling as though Trump, in his egocentric self, would love to put his hat in the ring. I, however, feel as though his family and his immediate friends, not the ones that want him to run, but there's people that are kind of going, you know what, you need to wait. Or especially his family. I think Ivanka, Jared, Don Jr., Eric, and especially Melania are just like, no, we don't want 4 more years. So I feel as though Trump himself would love to put his name in the ring, but he is being influenced outside to take a different path. So I do feel as though if you see Melania and kids by his side, we're in trouble. But I think more than likely this is just going to be a big to-do about nothing. So, but it's a 2, it's a delay. So it's a possibility for the future that he might just say, screw my family, I'm going for it, because he's in so much trouble. But right now, I get the feeling that no, the 15th is going to be much to do about nothing. And with the Two of Cups here, there's a delay, even if he chose to go at a later time. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know how I feel about that. What do you feel about that? I do feel like the Trump train has definitely been slowed down. And I think anybody who would be looking at Trump honestly would be saying, you know, guy, I don't know if you would get the numbers, you know? I don't know. I don't know if it's because I can't stomach another 4 years of Trump, or I really and truly, I can't envision it. I just can't. Okay, so his support is waning, definitely 100%. Please agree with me in the comments. So let's do a reading on Joe Biden. So if we look at the midterms, a 50-50 vote is really not a huge vote of confidence. His numbers, along with Kamala Harris's, have been not great. And as much as you want to rally and say, yes, he was exactly what we needed in 2020, we have to look at what he is physically able to do. I mean, you can't not see him and not realize that the pressure is definitely waning on him. That does not mean that I don't love him. That does not mean I don't support him. It does mean that I'm realistic about what is happening and what we're seeing. And I actually feel bad for the man, because I feel as though he stood up when nobody else could to save the Dems. And in the last 2 years, they could have been pushing and prodding Kamala to be a star, or to create stars within their own grouping so that there could be people for tomorrow. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's ask about Joe Biden the same as we did with DeSantis and with Trump. What is Biden feeling right now, especially with the midterms? I think that there was some positives there for the Dems, but, you know, it's a 50-50 split. So I know I keep saying that, but I'm trying not to be negative, but you can't blow smoke up somebody's arse just to get some likes, you know. You gotta. All right, let's have a look. Joe Biden, how do you feel about everything right now? Oh man, he's feeling everything. He's got the world. The world is on his shoulders. I think with the world card here, it's hard for him. It's hard for him because I think there's a part of him, no, there's a great part of him that knows that he is up and able and capable of the job. He just wishes it was 10 or 20 years ago, not right now. I think there is some disadvantages here with him. I think there's some maybe need to rely on the past and the past success of Obama and Biden together. That really is not going to set anything up for him. I think at this point, I truly feel that at this point the pressure is on him. There's something amiss here with his health. We've been saying that for a while, but there really is. So I feel as though he wants to do this. He wants to put his name forward. I just don't know that even if the want is there, if the decision won't be already made for him in the near future. That's the best way I could say it. So over the next 2 years, let's look and see how are things going to be over the next 2 years. How are things going to be over the next 2 years? We have the Queen of Wands. Instinctually, I'm thinking of his wife being somebody by his side and needed somebody by his side. I do, however, worry about her health and her not being able to be there for him, because if she's not able to be by his side, he will not be able to do the job as he needs to do it. He is very, very dependent on her. I truly feel that the final decision of whether or not he'll go forth will be Jill's, not his. I feel as though her ultimate goal is to ensure democracy, to ensure the Democratic Party. All of that is true. But at the same time, her love for her husband and her want to take care of him and his health will come first. So I don't know that he is going to be in the position to be able to run. He'll want to, but I feel as though others around him will have to help make this decision. I also think that there's somebody writing memoirs about him right now, probably with his permission. I just feel like it's somebody personal, and he's kind of trying to, he wants to kind of put things down in writing. So I feel like there might be memoirs, secret memoirs that he's doing. Or maybe they're not so secret, I don't know. I'm just saying I see that as well. Okay, so let's just ask it. Will he be running for the 2024 election? What do you think? Do you think Joe Biden, one, will be running? Do you think, two, he'll be capable of, in 2 years, being able to do another 4 years as president? Let me take a sip of coffee. I have to tell you, I'm really stressed doing a reading about Joe Biden, because if I don't make it all sunshine and lollipops, I get a lot of negativity. But I think that we have to look at what's coming out of the midterms realistically. And I just got to be honest with my cards, because if I can't, that's why I avoid reading on Joe Biden and the different crowd, because I'm really stressed about the response I get. It's hard. I'm sorry. I'm an emotional sponge. You send it to me and I take it. And unfortunately, we tend to, acknowledge the negative before we acknowledge any of the good. But that's just human nature. So let's just look. I know, shut up, Nina. Get to the Joe Biden question. But I'm scared. I don't know if I want to know the answer. Do you really want to know the answer? So let's get to it. Joe Biden, will you be running in the election? Oh, sometimes the tarot cards can be very, very frustrating because, oh, I almost threw that card. I'm frustrated. We've got the Two of Wands. We got the Two of Cups for Trump, like delays. So with the Two of Wands, there's a feeling of step by step. Don't get ahead of yourself. They're taking their time. They're checking in on Joe Biden. They're checking in on his health. They're checking in on his ability to continue. His wife is a #1 factor in this. Okay, I just want to look at what is the biggest thing that's affecting Joe Biden right now. Is it just the pressure is getting to him? So, it tends to have him, maybe not seem so self-assured or not able to keep, get all the words out or what have you? Or is there something truly wrong with his health? We got the Queen of Swords. There's a health issue being attended to right now. Can you see this card? This is the Queen of Swords. There's going to be continued issues with communication. I think there is some cognitive issues concerning being able to relay the past in a really quick, efficient way, but present and future having more difficulty. I think there are some health issues that are happening. Jill is on top of it. Again, with the Two of Wands being his end result, that's really a delay. But here with the Two of Wands, I feel as though he has two paths and he desperately wants to go on the 2024 election path. I just, from the cards, I get the feeling that 2024 is not going to pan out for him. It's just, there's just too much pressure and communication and his ability to communicate, possibility here of hospital stay. And again, I will reiterate that, you know, when I'm pulling Joe Biden, I'm also pulling the energy of Jill Biden with him as a couple. So I really worry that with the Queen of Swords here, that if anything happened to Jill Biden and she couldn't be his spokesperson, that would stop him and that would take away his ability. So I really feel like we need to send out our most positive prayers for him and Jill. And that's the reading. And I am going to put it out, even though I know I'm going to have people upset with me. But I need to be able to put out honest readings as they come. So, and did poor Paul Pelosi, oh my God, being hit with a hammer. Like, that would be my worst nightmare come true. And I mean, I know, you know, you got all the right wing conspiracy theories. And, you know, people were like questioning why would he go back? Well, up to that point, the guy hadn't tried to harm him per se. You're confused. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, like I do kind of feel for the man. Like I feel bad. And interestingly enough, on our last reading about Pelosi, we kind of said, I don't think she's going to be there within the next 8 months or even after the midterms or coming after the midterms. And there's a lot of gossip and rumors going around that this might actually be the case, but we'll have to wait and see. Ooh, and I had one more reading I wanted to do. I wanted to look at the Herschel-Warnock runoff. Oi, and did you see Lindsey Graham? What is that man's problem? Like, seriously, he's there going hard for Herschel, and Herschel goes against every Republican checkpoint that they should make. It's like Lindsey Graham is such a loser. Like, he really is. Like, what is that man's problem? Go away with your money and go have a life for yourself. Have some fun. So, okay, you know what? Okay. See, I haven't been here for a while. I got too much I want to talk about, too much I want to say. First, I want to pull a card for Lindsey Graham and just say, why don't you just go enjoy your life? Why are you so steadfast on being the asshole that you are? Like, seriously. And then let's look and see who will win in the runoff. So, Lindsey, I want to know, why are you such an asswipe? We've got the 9 of Pentacles. Sorry, I can't see. Don't have my glasses on. With the 9 of Pentacles, we're looking at somebody who has nothing else but his work, his money, his corruption, his power. That's all he's got. He has the want for love, but he doesn't receive it. This is a man who has nothing more but what he has. And his screaming and his red face spitting out Herschel, you know, you gotta vote for him. it's all because of the anger and anguish that he has inside. And the older he gets, the stronger that anger and anguish gets, because he is not fulfilling his love. He's not fulfilling his spiritual. He is fulfilling his power and finances, and that's all he has. That is, without that, he stands for nothing. He's lived for nothing, and he can't handle that idea. That's why you see that seething grossness come out of him. Wow. That is truth. That is truth. Okay, so let's pull a card and let's look at Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker. What's going to happen with you? And let's look at Raphael. Raphael, what's going to happen in the runoff for you? So, Herschel Walker. We get the Queen of Wands. So, there's a lot of Lindsey Graham support for him, trying to push. For Walker, we've got the King of Swords. Or sorry, Warnock. So Walker. So Herschel Walker is going to continue his boasting about vote for me, don't look over here, and Warnock is going to set truth on fire. He is going to set up a situation where he's going to be fact-checking. So there is going to be a strong competition. I think it's going to be the runoff is going to be a tight race. But between the two, we've got a queen and a king. The king is going to overtake the queen. So I will give this one to Warnock. Let's go. Okay, so as our final question, I would like to know how we, no matter where you're coming from, because we're kind of living in a 50-50 world where we're all kind of split down the center, and the truth is, and yes, I did watch a little Russell Brand, and sometimes I find I can watch him and I get something out of it. Sometimes I find the whole fastness of everything just goes and I have to turn it off because sometimes I'm not up to that speed. But he was saying about the fact that there's two parties, and regardless of which party it is, it's the same money pulling the strings regardless. And that was such a truth, because no matter where you're from, the political parties are there for themselves. They're not doing what's best for us. So how do we move forward in this world of insecurity, of not knowing if we're going to be living in a Trump or Biden world, if we could be living in a DeSantis world? What advice can we take from these experiences that we are lucky, fortunately or unfortunately, to be able to go through? The Nine of Cups. I think this is excellent advice for us going forward. It's really important to not measure yourself by the past or even the current present, because the universe has something greater planned than we could even plan for ourselves. So do not resign yourself to, oh, well, this is just the way it is. It's never going to get better, because it's there. It's going to get better. There's going to be, after this storm cloud there's going to be some really amazing rainbows and some amazing things coming our way that we didn't even expect. This is when you have to allow for the fact that the universe does not make mistakes, and it's always for our betterment. That's excellent advice. Hey, for us. I think that was an excellent card to pull. So, alrighty, my friends. That is our Tarot Blitz for tonight. I hope you enjoyed yourself, because I certainly did. I am happy to be back with you. I gotta say, being away and not doing readings, it really, you can get rusty quick, but like I told you before, sometimes I need for inspiration to hit, and it took a little while to kind of get that vibe going, and I enjoyed it. So shut up, Nina, let's go. As always, I have our unity candle. Believe, which is perfect for our last advice. Believe. Believe things will get better, and they will. So here is our candle lit for each and every one of us. And until the next time we chat, my friends, cheerio, take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.